We back. Um, it's been a real crazy day today. You know what I'm saying? But before we get started, I'd like for you to comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever it is to get this channel to pop up in your subscription and your video next time, whatever it is, so you can get the updates. Tap in with us, man. Do that right now. If you don't have it, the information is scrolling below the screen. And we about to get started, man. I'd like to introduce my boy, country boy, in the building right now.
What's up, my guy? What's up, man?
What's good? What's good? Good, man. So like, my favorite thing, man, if you've been hiding under a rock and you don't know what's going on, um, the verdict for Carmelo Anthony has hit today. Um, he was accused and found guilty of the first degree murder for the incident that happened on April 2025, the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. The trial began June 1st, 2026 in Collin County. And today is the 8th or the 9th, whatever the day is. It was supposed to go 3 weeks. And right now we've just found out that he was found guilty less than a few hours ago. And within a few hours of that, they've given him 35 years for the stabbing death. Now, if you haven't heard about this story, the story basically goes like this: two kids at a track meet. It's a rainy day. Um, Rain coming on. They had been at the track meet for a couple of hours, maybe. So it starts raining. Carmelo finds a tent. He was invited under the tent by a guy named Eddie, which was supposed to be allegedly a friend. There's pictures of Eddie. Eddie is a friend of his girlfriend. Some kind of way they know each other. Multiple pictures, multiple times they've been around each other, so on and so on. He was invited to the tent. While he's at the tent, uh, he switches seats with Eddie. This is all coming from the trial. He switches the seats. The seats are switched, and Eddie is now sitting next to Carmelo. Carmelo is sitting, I presume, on the outside. Um, the twins decide to approach him instead of getting Austin, is one of the twins, that's the one that's unalive now. Metcalf, instead of him getting a person, a staff member, somebody that has more authority to come do it, of course, he took it upon himself to have him removed from the tent. Along with have taken it upon himself, he brings his twin brother. Now let's do a size difference. Carmelo Anthony is extremely smaller than him. Metcalf boys, I'm believing they said I've seen some reports they're like at least 6 foot, 200 something pounds. All right. So not only is it one big dude, there's two big guys, right? And along with that, what we found out during this trial this week is that they brought two more guys with them. So now it's four guys trying to get him out the tent. Um, asked him to move from the tent. Things don't go well with the argument back and forth. There's the backpack is snatched. He snatches it back. They go back and forth for a split second. Next thing you know, they start punching on Carmelo Anthony. Next thing you know, Metcalf is unalive. He's stabbed in the chest. Carmelo runs to a police officer. They trying to figure out what happened. He like, hey, I did it. It was self-defense. They were alleged, apparently whooping on the guy. There's camera views from different angles that's showing you what's going on. Um, so it's nothing new. Immediately, the people basically took sides. When I say people, black and white and black, however you want to do it. One side is supporting one side is supporting the other side. Now, I don't know if you've been on the internet, country boy, but immediately, just like any other case, whether it's an unlawful shooting from a officer, whatever the case may be, the white people, they go crazy. All kind of comments as if it was supposed to happen. So I don't know if they're looking at this stuff and like, hey, it's our country, our way. It's been going on for years. You know, white is right. That's how they look at it. So much to say. And of course, the black people, black America, is in defense of, Carmelo Anthony. Shouldn't have put your hands on nobody. It's going back and forth. And it's been like this for a whole year. Man, they had police officers, they had Well, let me take that back. They had white people coming up there with firearms to the courthouse, which I thought was illegal in the first place because it's not supposed to be on certain property. But they're out there armed and everything. Of course, black people are out there just in support. It's a lot of going back and forth. You got police officers out there standing in between everybody and stuff like that. And within 8 days, man, they give a verdict of guilty. Um, after finding out a lot of the information and 26 witnesses, the defense only brought six. Apparently, I heard that they didn't even cross-examine any of the witnesses. So I don't know who his defense attorney was and how it went, but it didn't turn out too well for the young man. And now we're here. You know, what I mean, a year later, we're able to talk about what's really going on or what really happened in the situation, as such. So, what's your thoughts on this thing, country boy?
Man, I just really been trying to be cool, bro.
Same here. Same
Because
here, man.
understand, like I understand right and wrong. Like by all means, I don't want the young man unalive. But as you just explained, bro, simple explanation of what you explained. What else describes self defense as far as y'all get the fuck off me? This is me by myself. And motherfuckers be like, what if that was your son? Lord forbid this ever my son ever in this situation. If my son was an Austin kid, bro, me being the man I am, I still feel the same way about that other kid. If my son went up bullying this kid, cause I don't give a fuck if it's mine, I don't condone that shit.
Mhm.
Bullies get what you get. But for them not to be able to prove that this is a problem child, a motherfucking menace, to give this baby 35 years, bro, that's crazy. I know whole ass niggas done did, bro, got murder charges and got way less than that and got records.
Mm. And
This
it's the
shit is,
history of America.
come on, man.
Because I'm just hearing about the Chinese guy that stabbed the black kid, shot the black kid in the back over allegedly
Come
stealing
on,
some
bro.
water that he
Some
didn't steal.
water.
That he didn't even steal. And then did he chase him down the block for a little minute or something like that? A
Bro.
mile away, half a mile away.
And and that's fine. But our people so fucking dumb that they don't see everybody else can come together, bro. But it just as many white people was happy to see this kid get this time, bro. It was so many black people just like they was rooting for this kid to get fucked out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that too.
Like that shit is crazy to me. Even if you believe that he's guilty, he need to get what he deserved. Just sit back and just watch and let him get. I'm not finna be the front runner for this shit. That shit looks crazy as hell to me, man. Like
It is wild.
this dude whole life is done. This ain't no murderer going to the penitentiary, man. This is a kid
Yeah.
who done made a fucked up, a real fucked up ass mistake going in there with the dogs, bro.
Now,
His whole fucking mentality finna be fucked off and fucked up and different.
when you say mistake though, a mistake is something that I will say that a person just wakes up and say, I'm about to go carjack somebody, a career criminal, or somebody
Right.
that was heading down that role, right? That would make them, go out there and say, do a home invasion, right? And go kill somebody and say, okay, he made a mistake. I'm doing this. This was brought to his doorstep. I can't even say it was a mistake because it to me and the way we grew up,
I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
it's self defense. Somebody hit you, you hit them back. That's the way we raised in the black household. I don't know how any other homes are raised, but was it eye for an eye? You know
I'm
what I'm
gonna get
saying?
I if the situation is like I didn't see none of the videos, bro. But if that many people went up to this dude, this kid, and he by himself, like, yeah, I'm a, bro, no lie, I'm gonna do the same thing in the same situation. If I got it on me, if you brothers is on me, one of y'all finna get up off of me. I promise one of y'all finna get up off of me.
We was taught to make an example out of
Come
somebody.
on, man.
And don't come to something that you ain't prepared for.
You
You know
ain't
what I'm
prepared.
saying? Because I come from the era. If you come to take it, you got to bring it.
So
You know what I'm
if
saying?
a kid stay in a kid's places, like you said, bro, if he out of pocket under y'all tent, y'all can't get under your tent. Need to be on. That's the coach, right? Coach, you need to tell him to move, bro. Who are you to go tell him he gonna move or forcibly try and make him move?
Through that, because growing up, it's something you'll have. Say, for instance, right now, there's a thing. If you see something, call the police. If you
Right.
witnessing that, go get help. Right. So how can we teach this in our school systems? Have that a part of the thing that they do, and all of a sudden it's overlooked in the situation as such. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now I
It,
live right across the
it,
street from the school that they went to, but apparently it was at a track meet or another stadium.
right.
So Frisco has the school is off of El Dorado, right?
Mhm.
Or El Dorado on the toll, right next to two set of apartments. Right down the street, less than a quarter of a mile, ducked off into the neighborhood, there's a big stadium. A lot of sport complexes and things of that nature. It's even FC Dallas is right there. So all the schools are coming to this event. You know what I'm saying? So by him being at this event, to be honest with you, I've heard it was a knife, I heard it was a blade, and I heard it was a track tool and a utility knife. So I still don't know what actually caused the
Oh
death.
shit! I thought they knew what it was. They still don't know what it was.
I've
We
been
ain't
hearing so
nobody
many
ain't
different
seen
things.
nothing.
Yeah, and then it was blocked off to where you can't, no cameras in court. We can't see no videos. But the crazy thing is, like, okay, like Amber said, all white jury and a racist judge, and the outcome would never be good. I've
Come on,
never
man.
heard of you having an all white jury in these days and age. It's supposed to be by your peers, right? So they say they struck the last three black people that was even on a jury. But this is my question: how can you say that they couldn't find no other black people in Collin
That,
County?
that's crazy.
In my new where I live at now, since I done moved from the school, bro, I live right down the street from the courthouse that they were at. Like, I'm talking about, it's right up the street. So you tell me how you couldn't find not one black person out of the three you already struck off the panel. You couldn't find no other black people in this area.
Bro, that's some it's like some back in the day ass shit. So for our people to know where we done came from, for you to even be speaking up for any of this is it's just like always we keep taking steps back.
Yeah, they say
It,
history repeats itself, man.
now look at us.
Now you got this administration, you got Trump in office trying to take voting rights away. I'm really thinking they standing up for what they saying. They trying to make America great for what America used to be, which was
Man,
white
yeah,
people ruling
look what they did in
everything.
Tennessee. Come on, man.
It's crazy,
Hold on.
man. Now, check this out. I don't know if you heard about the story. Let me pull this up. The story of the other kid. I'm gonna pull this up for you right quick. Before we even get there. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Uh
Was that
Here we
the
go, right
Mexican
here.
kid?
Yeah, that was so apparently the teen was found not guilty of murder in the stabbing death of fellow student killed during a bathroom brawl. Now, this kid was brandishing the weapon. He's on video. He's stunting with the knife and everything. Went into the bathroom and stabbed this kid to death. Hispanic kid. And he got a manslaughter charge and 5 years, which he probably won't even do half that sentence. Or a little bit, or probably do some of them, then get off on parole, right? Early release or whatever the case may be.
Even if he
Now,
do that whole five, bro.
yeah, and look at his face. You can tell he meant this.
Come on, man.
And in the state that we in, fam, like, it's a Hispanic kid. He's a he's a shade away from black. A shade away from black. And this kid was found,
Uh,
and this is in Texas too. Now, what's the difference between this kid besides race? What's the difference?
This
And he was more the
situation is
aggressor.
worse.
He was the aggressor. This kid was
Yeah.
the, I heard was the aggressor in this, and I guess he was taking a part of his privilege. Like, hey, it is what it is. 5 years. So it's
Wow.
nothing much different than what we're looking at in the Carmelo case. All right. So this kid was found not guilty of murder, but then got a lesser charge of manslaughter. 5 years. Guaranteed.
And this was in the school bathroom?
In the school restroom, yes. And it was recorded. And then he was allegedly seen brandishing the weapon like, yeah, we I cut him. I stabbed him, playing with the knife and things of that nature. Carmelo was approached, um, sitting position, looking at the track, talking to somebody about the weather before he got into this whole altercation. Circumstances is raining. If it never would have rained, he probably would never even been in the tent, never be in this situation. If
Right.
Metcalf boy would have never approached him, he would have never been unalived. Wouldn't even have to be going through what they're going through. If the staff would have taken better control of the situation and went and handled it just like you supposed to, something happened,
Mhm.
you go get a teacher, none of this would have happened. None of this. And not even that. We can just say the assault charge on the brother's not even gonna be filed because he did assault the kid, right? But that's
They ain't
not
gonna
even gonna
say
be brought
they
up.
ain't gonna say nothing. That's yeah, that's gone.
It's
They're not
gone.
gonna worry about that. Yeah, that's gone.
Rhonda McDonald said they did pick 3 black people, but they said they couldn't be on the jury because they are educators. That's crazy. I did not know that.
Wow.
That is crazy. So, when you go into court though, you pick
Uh,
certain amount of judges. I think jurors. It was 50 jurors when I had my case. And we had to go pick them, and then we had to go back and forth, and we had to figure out which ones we gonna keep and which ones we not.
right.
So you mean to tell me that when they subpoenaed these people to come to court, there was only 3 black people, and you found out that they were educators and you stripped them from that? So that means you're gonna have something in common. You probably can say, okay, yeah, I'm used to seeing maybe this race of kids doing this or this race of kids doing this.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, man. Out of this entire city, how is it that you can the
That's
county,
weird.
3 black people?
Bro,
That's
that's
crazy, bro. Now, did you see the video going
look,
around with of the parents kicking it with the judge and the dad kicking it with
the
the judge at a
Metcalf
party?
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at a
but bro,
party.
how to me this whole process it went fast. Like the trial, the verdict, the sentence.
It was supposed to be 3 weeks at least.
Ah,
3 weeks. They did it in less than a week, a little bit over a week. And you know what the judge told him? He said, pack a bag, because if you don't figure this out by Tuesday, you're going to have to spend the night at a hotel. If y'all
ah.
don't, yeah. If y'all don't figure this out, basically, it shouldn't take you all that long to figure this out. That's wild. I mean,
But the crazy part is wild, but that little dude gonna be all right, man. Is they fucked up somewhere, and they gonna hit him back on that appeal.
yeah, when you do appeal, so basically it'll pull it out of this county. And then you got to go to Dallas. You got to go to a bigger court. With this appeal, you got to put up a certain amount of money too. I heard that somebody already put up the 10 bands for it. But the thing about
But
the appeal, it was 15,
it seems like you gonna man, you can get a appeal just on not having a fair trial. Period, bro.
which this is what it looks like. It's not a fair trial. The juries of your peers is not even there. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
So look, this is the dad, this is the mom, this is the jury. I mean the judge. All of them kicking it at a party. Look, with drinks in their hand, they ain't even sitting back, bro. You know that's alcoholic beverages.
Uh,
So you mean to tell me you gonna have a fair trial when you go to court?
but he had a court appointed lawyer.
And I heard the dad, I mean the judge and the judge's dad was known for being racist.
So how is this not a conflict of interest? That's
I don't know,
wild.
man. What they said is, well, look,
Bro, that's some scary type shit.
Ronald McDonald said he didn't even have a chance. All his lawyers were court appointed lawyers,
See
which
what?
I thought he had the black dude that always come up to people and be on TV doing that. So if he had, how do you have a court appointed attorney and they raised so much money for his attorney? Did they raise some
Yeah,
money in GoFundMe or
that's what
something?
I'm thinking. Like I thought he had a team.
Man, you need a Johnny Cochran's
Man,
little son. You know what I'm
whatever
saying? Like
defense team he had though, bro, I don't know. I have to hear that because they did a trash job.
you had 20 over 20 people and you didn't even cross examine none of them.
None of them.
And you only brought 6 witnesses to for the defense. That's not
Bro,
enough.
that's crazy.
And then you had a whole year. It's not like it was a gag order or anything to prevent people. Everybody had a whole year to make up what they wanted to make up in their mind. You had a whole year to figure it out. You had a whole year. Even Eddie turned on him. Eddie was supposed to be, they caught him in the lie. He was supposed to be the homeboy. He was the friend. He said, I wasn't his friend. I really don't know him like that. But
That's the dude he was sitting with?
yeah, you chopping it up with him. Your girlfriend know his parents or something like that. So it's not like, and y'all seen at multiple locations together in
Uh,
pictures. If I don't know you, homie, I might get one photo with you some kind of way, or we might get
Ronald
in the mix of a
McDonald said they
photo.
froze his GoFundMe accounts.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That is crazy.
bro, they
But
did it
on
to
the
that
on the,
young dude.
on the internet, you hear talking about his parents bought houses and he did this and did that. I heard the Metcalf daddy bought a house, the mother bought a house. I heard that the sons was beating up the daddy. There's a video of them acting up in the neighborhood,
The
tripping.
Metcalf family is the family they thought they was gonna paint the black people to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Man,
It was vice
that's
versa.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And see, I just seen a picture that showed the whole picture, right? If there was two linebacker young black boys walked up to the smaller white boy,
Mhm.
this verdict wouldn't be the same. You can people go to Holland, don't make it about race. This world already about race. Goddamn, it's a double standard. It is.
And it's been that way.
It's been that way. Gonna stay that way. This is the white man's country. Period. Like I don't know, man.
You know, Tupac said it, man. White man's world. Like we in a situation to where the world is watching, and they're watching on how deal with us and how they handle us. Not only that, how they dealing with how they dealing with the Hispanics, how they
Hmm.
dealing with people in other countries. There's one common denominator in this whole thing. There's some evil people out here, man.
Bro, for
So,
real evil.
so my question would be to you: what message do you think this is gonna send to the other kids out there that's thinking about doing something like this, or the Karens of the world and stuff like that?
It's it's gonna send the same message. The privilege still the privilege. We still who we are. I mean, what do I tell my boys? Like, yeah, they gonna fight. We gonna fight first. But what if he go to getting he just fighting, he go to whooping this twin, now both of them on your ass. Now he fucked off. My last thing I'ma tell my boys is come home. By all means, come home. By all means necessary. We're gonna handle the rest later.
Yeah, we finna get
Yeah,
we get
make
all
it
rest.
home, man.
Yeah,
Don't
he
I
was
don't
getting
want the
home
phone
safe.
call to come see Miles laying up somewhere. Make it home. If they own you, get them out for you. Make it home.
Yeah,
It, I don't
it,
know,
it,
man. I got a real sour taste for some bully. It seemed like it was some bully type shit. We bigger than you. This is our tent. I know how high school go. People act like they don't know how high school, especially athletes, go. We finna remove your ass.
yep,
And your actions caused his actions. Now that's what the outcome was. He getting held accountable for his action, but hey, his action is a reaction. It ain't just no straight up action. It's a reaction to the situation he got put in.
yeah.
35 years. That's crazy.
And I can see if he was one of them ones that just pulled up and he's a troublemaker, had a history of this. You know what I mean? You get no matter where you black or white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case may be. Yeah, you should be disciplined for that. This kid was an athlete at an athletic event, no priors. The Metcalf boys had just came off of, I heard, an alleged suspension a week prior to that. They're known for um, whooping on their pops. That's what Charleston White said. Charleston
Hmm.
White had a lot to say about it because Charleston White was on the Metcalf boys' side, but he had a,
He flipped.
you know why? Because he was inside to go. He was able to go inside the courtroom. He showed a screenshot of him getting invited from the family to come into the courtroom to watch what was going on. So he had it
Mm,
firsthand. He said he went every day to the trial, and he had it firsthand to see what really happened in this situation. So he was giving you some insight before it even, you know, the verdict.
right.
And it was very enlightening because you got to see, you get to hear accounts of things changing. You know what I'm saying? With every speculation versus what really was said. And even he thought that the verdict was going to be different. A lot of people thought the verdict was going to be different. And as we can see, I think they played the role just to play the role. I honestly think that they knew the evidence against him should have been a lesser charge or self defense. But let me make it look good in my county, right? Let me make it look good for reelection. Then when y'all do
Yeah.
when you go, do the other court date or whatever it is, you do the appeal, and they turn it over, then you can blame it on Dallas. Because when you take it to Dallas, it's gonna be a whole nother. You get a whole nother
Bro,
chance at
it's
it.
a whole nother ball game.
It's a whole nother ball game.
I didn't think of it like you said, the election. Let me appease the majority of my county.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like that's crazy. But that's how that politics with shit work.
Um, Laura says they call this justice for Metcalf, but when would Carmelo get his justice?
It's gonna be
I
a
think
while. He
I
will
think
get
they
it.
I think they're gonna have to send it to Dallas, a bigger county. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like you're gonna have
the
to have
thing
it to
is, how
where,
long is it gonna take? He gonna do that. He gonna do some time, bro.
I mean, they took him in the courthouse. They took him
Man,
straight from right then and there. It
yeah.
wasn't one of them things to say, "Hey, come back and we're gonna give you the verdict." But then they took him right at that moment for finding being found guilty. Came back 2 hours later with a verdict of guilty. The judge says, "Hey, check this out. Um, y'all better pack a bag because if y'all don't figure this out soon, y'all spending the night."
Say if they send that young dude down, bro, the the brothers better form around that young man, bro. Cause bro, they're trying to hurt that boy.
I think they will. They're gonna have to. I mean, the world is seeing this, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people seeing this.
The brothers gonna have to form around that young nigga, man.
Because I know when I first went in, They, the dude say, "Man, you don't belong here. What you doing in here, young blood? You don't belong here. Here, take this extra apple, take this extra food right quick, man. Don't let me see you in here again." They sending this message. I'm going from 17 to 18, right? Just turning 18 fresh. This is what they saying. They know when you're not supposed to believe, be in there. So imagine a
Yeah,
trial at this magnitude when they looking at it from the inside, like, hey man, that ain't right. Cause you in there
yeah.
with people that's got
He'll bring
similar
niggas.
cases.
He'll bring niggas together. It's so crazy, bro. Before they let some of them other ones fucking mouth, cause they gonna try.
Amber says the judge dad is also a judge in Collin County. And he gave my classmate Jason Hernandez 99 years for cocaine. And Obama let him out after serving 20 years. That's
Man,
crazy.
that's crazy, right?
99 years for cocaine. Again,
That's crazy.
look at the name. Jason Hernandez. I'm saying he might have been Hispanic. That's cold. Ronald McDonald said his trial shouldn't have been in Collin County at all. Yeah,
Oh,
but this is where the crime was committed, so you have to do it in this area. This is the closest. They told me when I had my trial, this is the closest county that you have. So I did mine right there in Frisco, off of I think Main Street, or is it Main Street?
but can't you try and get a move for like fear you not gonna have a fair trial? But
That's
the
that's
shit wasn't gonna happen. But
you can, but you got to have it done here. But the thing about it, what I'm knowing is that that's what the appeal process is, and that's how you get it
right,
moved out. For what I know, I don't know if anybody else that's watching, if y'all know, that's what they told me when I was talking to the judge. Like, if you lose this case, you can appeal it. You got to put up a certain amount of bread, and then they'll move it to Dallas. But when they move it to Dallas, what's going to happen is, um, it's either that the judge makes the decision. I don't know if it's still with a jury, but it's basically a lot more serious. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Out here, they can basically, you can do what you want to do in Collin County. You know what I'm saying? You can get away
Man,
with a little bit more. It's crazy. Let me see. It's more black judges in Dallas County. Correct. But will he get a black judge? You know what I mean? Now, will it be a thing of a black judge versus a white judge? The white judge gave him 35. The black judge, you know what I'm saying? They might not when he want to put the black judge on it,
I
but
think he'll get a better
a
selection
fair
of
trial.
people. Yeah, his trial, he got a better chance.
Yeah, because you can't tell me ain't enough black people in Dallas County. And the thing
Facts.
about it, you couldn't find a Hispanic, an Asian,
No
anybody else,
minorities,
no minorities, bro.
bro. That's
That's
crazy.
impossible. I drive down this street every day to go to my shops.
There's no
You
way I'm
can't,
not gonna pass no minority.
no way, no way, homie. It's so many rich black millionaires and rich people
Man,
in
that's
Frisco,
crazy.
McKinney. You can't tell me that you couldn't find out a half of one, and the other three that you got was educators. That's crazy, fam. I hope he does go back to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? That way you can, you know, get a better trial. You can get a fair trial. You can get a fair shake at this. Because it's a lot, and believe it or not, man, there's a lot of white people that's pissed off about this too. There was a guy on TikTok was like,
Hell
"Hey,
yeah.
you need to jump into my inbox because I got some people that can help him out. Tell his parents to hit me up. I got some people. There's no way that he should have been, in jail. I mean, when you had this verdict with that much evidence. Now, what I want to see is what the evidence was. Like, how did they present this? How did they proceed with?
Cause the way it all played out and went, bro, he had to be flat out guilty. It's no defense for him. The shit went too fast, and I don't get it.
Because it was like, what was it Monday? The trial started Tuesday. The selection of the juries. Thursday, Friday, the prosecution presented their case. Monday, the defense rest.
See, bro,
Tuesday, doing it, and then it was today Tuesday, right? We got the verdict on Tuesday. So if you
man,
really think about it, that's less than a week. with jury
as
selection.
as actual trial.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on,
crazy. I mean,
man. That's crazy.
it's wild. Now, could it have been the money situation that they didn't have the right attorney? That it went so fast? It has to be something. It has to be something. Rhonda McDonald said he needs a good lawyer. He needs a great lawyer. He just needs a lawyer, not a public pretender. Because if you don't
Hell,
have a public pretender, man, you gonna do a lot better. If you don't have a court appointed lawyer, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to get
somebody,
notches on their belt.
yeah, somebody want to get paid and get that. You need somebody who you gonna pay that want to work. Cause yeah, that public defender, he
Yeah,
didn't
he
do shit.
pretending.
Yeah, if he had a public defender, I see why the trial went how it went.
But
He
dang,
ain't.
man,
That's
you
they
don't you have a
partner.
right to strike your lawyer? Like, "Hey, I need to get better representation. Or does the trial start and you got to rock with who you rock with?
You can fire your lawyer.
Yeah, but can you do it in the middle of trial?
Nah, shit, that I don't know.
That's a good question. If you're a lawyer out there, if you know anything about the system, man, let us know. Because this kid didn't get his fair shake at it at all. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the evidence showing that he was approached. Now, I teach license to carry classes and firearm classes. What's so crazy about it is there is a law that says you must meet force with force. So if I'm carrying and somebody says let's scrap, I got to scrap. I can't shoot
Right,
the dude. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I got to meet force with force. Now, if he picks up a bottle and breaks that bottle, that's a deadly weapon. So I know that is a law, but it is a law to where if you're stealing somebody's property, then you have the right to defend yourself and anything goes, right? So I thought that the backpack was going to play a big part in this whole thing. I thought once he stole the property, it was fair game because that's the commission of a theft. And if you die within that time or during that crime, whatever, anything goes. But
That's
they
on
was
you.
trying to, it's on you. Yeah. But they was trying to use the whole thing of when Carmelo said, um, touch me and see what happens. They said that he automatically lose his self-defense right rights at
Why?
that point.
When
You
he's
know,
giving him a warning. Same way you supposed to do if you're police, you just don't shoot the motherfucker, shoot a warning shot or something. Listen, stop, freeze. If your ass move, I'ma bust your ass. Bro,
uh,
don't touch
hey,
me.
there's not in the warning shots too though. There's no such they say in the book. There's no such thing as a warning shot. But
Damn.
I would really wish that he could have just had some representation there. Now, when we grew up, well, let me say this: when you in the jail system, they not gonna let you just go mess with a Hispanic or a white boy. It's steps, it's procedures that right. You can't just go pop off and say a whole race war gonna pop off. It's
Mhm.
certain things you got to clear up before you gonna make that move. Now you might square up and have that fight, but if you finna go unalive somebody or do something like that, you might start some stuff in that whole jail system, homie, that's gonna make everything go bad. I done been in that situation before. Now I know I talk about being locked up and being a firearm instructor, but just to let y'all know, Proposition 49 in California, Obama signed that to law to where if you didn't do state time, it can erase your felony. So yes, I am felony free now. So yeah, I can talk on both sides. I could talk about being in the system, in jail, and also outside of the jail. So yes, if you think I'm contradicting myself, nah, it ain't. And I got the paperwork to prove it and the licenses. But
Mhm.
on the back end of it, if I think if Carmelo was at a black school with more majority black students, it wouldn't have went off that easy. You know what I'm
If
saying?
all these kids was black,
If what?
what you mean? If all the kids were black, like they all went
Nah,
to
to where first of all they would have he got metal detectors and something, so it's more deterrence, right?
Right.
Not saying that something ain't gonna happen, but in a all majority mixed school, bro, more minorities, it don't pop off like that. You gonna have somebody. He would have had some homeboys with him. He wouldn't have been isolated by him
Facts.
on his own self. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it probably would have went a little different. Not to say he might not have got cut or still stabbed, but if you approach me with four dude guys, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have four of the homies with me too. You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna have a big old brawl out here.
Let's make it happen. Ebony Mason said they had a GoFundMe. Why in the world did they let him use a court-appointed attorney? Well, it says that somebody allegedly that they have froze the funds in the GoFundMe. I don't know how true that
Uh,
is, but
Gina, I think that's right. Gina Valentine.
Gina Valentine, she
Mhm.
said he did not have a court-appointed lawyer. His lawyer is one of the top criminal defense lawyers in Texas, Toby Shook. I believe that's his name. Let's see, that's what I was wondering. That's the dude that always comes up and represents most of the wrongful suits, right? In Texas.
Right.
Come on, man. I know he couldn't have let that happen, bro.
Not like
Not
that.
not that easy. You tripping. For real, you tripping. Like you didn't have no better defense and all that talking you doing when you come into the court. If that's
It's
you,
got. I know he didn't do that like that.
I mean, what's gonna be the other answer? I gotta figure this one out. I need to figure this one out. Now, Rhonda McDonald said some of the money went towards his bond. So now I'm asking, was the money frozen? Or was the Go I did hear about them trying to freeze the GoFundMe.
Right.
So where did the money go? Where was it allocated to? That's what we need to find out. Let me see if he had a court appointed attorney. Let me see.
If he didn't have a court appointed, he should have, cause he got the same thing he would have got.
Oh, you mean that it would have been the same verdict?
Yeah. With a court appointed. Shit, 35 years. Court appointed could have got you that.
You're right. You're right. Let me see. Oh, they said Carmelo Anthony's attorney is under fire. No, Carmelo Anthony was represented by private counsel throughout his trial, not a public defender. Come
Hell yeah,
on.
I know he under fire.
Come
He
on,
should be.
Toby
Like,
Shook.
what did you do? Who paid the fuck, who paid your ass out?
Hey, so Gina was right. He had a what didn't you do? Like, man, you didn't do your job, man.
You didn't do nothing.
Nothing.
Like, that's crazy, bro. For you to be getting paid like that, you didn't cross examine nobody. You didn't try and trip up nobody, get nobody to stumble over their statement. No shit. You just let everybody get up there and tell the prosecutor side of the story, and then boom, let them get off the stand. That's crazy.
Now my question is, if you was the representative, do you represent him in the next trial? Is he gonna need more money in the next case? You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
I need to take that whole license. Man, I
Say,
wish he would. Nah, y'all, he ain't representing me. Y'all might
yeah,
well leave me in the cell. Unless he had the plan, unless he knew they was gonna fuck up and just he chilling, he know it. Like he know he got the appeal in the bag or something like that. But don't even play with me like that, bro. Try and beat my case. I don't
yeah.
care what you think you got in the bag. Don't play with me like that.
We're gonna have to beat that case because look, if you don't, I lose the bond money that we put up. We don't get none
Done
of that
lost
back.
it.
That's
Done
lost. And then we
lost
got
it.
to put up more money for the appeal, guaranteed. Before you even can do it, you got to put up some
The
money. I
world,
heard
the
it was
world ain't finna keep
10K.
funding me. Yeah, the world ain't finna keep funding me. So
And then I got to get another attorney. Come on, homie, that's sick.
they gonna knock him across the head.
I mean,
But
I'm gonna say
everything,
this,
but there's normal. Make it hard for the young nigga. You gotta scrape for it.
And like you
Even
said, he wasn't
even
even
your
that type of
freedom, you
kid.
gotta scrape for it, bro.
So the question would be, if the monies wasn't frozen, where is the GoFundMe money? Where that at?
I don't think that was frozen. That trial ate that up. Most of it.
Which 8 days? 8 days of the trial? That's crazy. However the case may be, I think we lost Country Boy for a second. Till he get back on. However the case may be, man, it's a sad situation to know that your kid can actually go to school and end up not coming back home, and find yourself being bullied. Bullying within itself is crazy, because it's a situation to where you have to trust and believe that the school is going to be taking care of your person, your kid, your precious cargo when they go to school. You gotta believe that. Okay, you bet. You gotta believe that the school is gonna take care of your kid. You know what I mean? I just signed a permission slip right before school ended to have my daughter go on a permission, on a field trip, and I am a paranoid parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm scared to let my kid go to the mall. Like, but I had to, like, what they say, man, you gotta let them a little bit. I'm in this point, like, I don't care, but at the same time, I understood how I was when I was a kid. And I'm pretty
Right.
sure that kid, they was asking, why did he have the knife, or why did he have the tool? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We really don't know why this kid had him. Did he just have it in the bag because that's just what he wanted? You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know what the weapon was alleged still to be. They showed a picture of it. It was a pocket knife. They said it was under 5 inches. They said it was 3 inches. I don't know, homie, but I carry a pocket knife every day.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Every
every day.
day.
Just on some cutting tags or cutting some string, whatever I need to cut. But it is something happened. I know how to use it. But it's a lot of questions that still need to be answered, man. And I'm hoping that um now that the case is, at this point, you should be able to go see the trial. They said that you can still even see the footage of what's going on. Now, did you know that Carmelo had, the profile picture you see when he went to jail?
Right.
He was sitting there with the what's called on. Don't you know that Fox News had doctored up that picture? They erased the swellenness in his nose, scratches, and all that. You could tell from the way they edited. They cut off some of his locks. His complexion is a little bit darker. They
For
edited the
real?
video. Yes, fam. Go look it up. Look it up and look at. And they just released it too recently. Before they, after this, you can see his face before they doctored it up. They're gonna have them side by side. And when they doctored it up, look at his dreadlocks. It's actually edited, cut in right here, Photoshop. They shrunk the swollenness in his nose. They cleared up his face, and they erased the scratches and stuff that he had to make it look more.
See, you said something earlier when you was telling me. So they actually fought.
Oh, they put some hands on him. It was a quick boom, 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 boom. But I'm hearing what Charleston White said was, once they
Multiple people hit him.
it's supposed to be, if I had to say, I think it was two, both of the brothers. And it was the main brother. The second brother was trying to get to him. After he took the backpack, he yanks it back. He gets in there, boom, hits him. Um, they was, I think so. They was trying to hit him. They said that he took off, and they didn't even know he was gone. It was so fast. And then next thing you know, when they was trying to pursue him, allegedly, I guess one of the dude, that's when Austin fell. And they was about to pursue him. They was like, dang, what's up, my brother? So all that, him holding his brother and all, they said that didn't even happen, fam. None of that happened. And Carmelo was fast enough to get to where he needed to go. And it was still students chasing him. So until we, get the full facts of the story, or if they release the case or the footage, I don't even think it was footage in the courtroom, right? That says a lot by itself, that you didn't even allow the footage to be in the courtroom. So Ebony Mason, We just lost Country Boy again. We're gonna wait till he get back. Ebony Mason says it's the same money that what it says the same money that was used yet. It's still in the GoFundMe, and the bond was $1 million, and he had over 650,000 in the GoFundMe. So did he have access to the money in the GoFundMe or not?
I thought the family did a interview saying they hadn't been able to touch they didn't touch
Listen.
none of the GoFundMe as far as they didn't use none of it.
So could this be equity stuff that they use in the house? You know, he might have their parents might have had some bread. It wasn't like they was doing bad, allegedly.
Right.
And then, people put up a GoFundMe, it's gonna be from the hearts of the people. You know what I'm saying? So not necessarily saying that you needed it, but that's what people probably wanted to present for him. Um, Ronald McDonald said one of the guys on Fox News said if it was him, he would have given him the death penalty. Yeah, it's crazy. And a lot of people are saying stuff, fam, but it's like, what if it was your kid on either
That
side of the pendulum? What if it's your child that was unalived? Or what if it was your one that had to defend himself? What was you gonna be saying? Are you gonna have that same, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Amber Tate says, no matter how good the attorney is, you still have a racist judge that's friends with the family and all the white jury.
that's the
Yeah.
whole thing that gets me, bro. Like if you hear the facts, you lay the facts out, and it's a jury of his peers, and everything is right, then it's easier to accept the verdict. But bro, when you can just sit back and look and like this whole thing looked like a bunch of bullshit. Like it's just no way, especially a trial that's really for the areas it's in is very high profile. For it to go that fast and be over that quick, just those steps, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty fast, man. I want to say it was less than 7 days. There's no way that how can you present all this evidence and all them witnesses, 26 plus the other
That
six,
fast,
that fast, bro,
no cross examinations.
at all. Why didn't your attorney cross examine anything? And then they said they had the Metcalf twin in the courtroom or within the courthouse, but they didn't let him go into the room itself, so he wouldn't hear none of the what you call him. But I would have requested if I was the defense attorney, I'm gonna request for him to get on the stand. I don't
Hmm.
care, fine, emotional, whatever the case may be, because there's a video that they took the first day saying that, yeah, we took his bag, we approached him, we did everything. Like, I'm gonna need you to sit on the stand. I'm gonna ask you these questions, and I need to see your reaction. So if I ask you what you said on that video, and then we can play the video, so you can cry and do all that. I want you to be that same bully that you was. I
Hmm.
need you to be on the stand and say what it was, and I need you to see if you're gonna lie right there to the people or the jurors. And I don't know how much that would have made a difference, but at the same time, I need to know that that happened. That way, when we do appeal, and we go to the next court, you sitting on the stand again. I need you to say the same thing that you said right there in front of those same
The
people.
exact same thing.
Yeah, I need you to say the same thing, man. So, um, I don't know how it's gonna go from now. You know, what I mean, I know they had X amount of time to do the appeal to get it to the next court. But like you said, he's still sitting up in the jailhouse. You know what I'm saying? It's one kid here
Man,
and one kid not here. And it's sad on both sides. Somebody lost. There's two losses. One ain't coming back and one gone for a long time. And I wouldn't want my kid either one of them situations.
either one of them situations, bro.
Either one,
Both
fam.
of
It's crazy. And a lot of people online got a lot to say though. That's the crazy thing about it. And of course it's the internet, but they got a lot to say, man. It's wild.
and that's the only thing that, bro, that shit kills me. Like, just don't even say nothing. Like I said, I never. say good for the Metcalf kid. I hate it for him. But I'm damn sure not finna bash this kid over here. He not one of those bashing ass kids. You just don't do it, bro. This still a good kid. He fucked off with the system. And that'll fuck a good kid off.
Yeah.
His whole adolescence is gone, bro. If he do half that motherfucking time, he's gonna be damn near 30. He's gonna be about 30 when he can't even get a chance to come home. This a whole nother dude.
And you have what do you have? 2 siblings?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot of time. If lo and behold, something happened to one of his parents
he gone.
while he gone. Yeah,
That's a long motherfucking time. Nigga doing half that bitch is a long time. And in Texas, you gotta do 50% of that shit before you even get a chance to see parole.
that's crazy. And what's so crazy too, man, is that the world can see that the judge was cool with the dad. So that's unfair right now. I mean, from the jump,
It
it's
gotta be.
unfair from the jump.
There's nowhere in
It,
the hell y'all gonna exclude three black people because they're educators, but it's cool for the judge, the preceding judge over the whole trial, to be friends with this guy.
and you would think that that would
He
disqualify him
already
from overseeing
biased.
the case.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he biased already.
It's wild.
I ain't finna let this motherfucker get away and have my friend fucked out and mad at me and all this. So you already biased, bro. Y'all probably done talked about the case and everything else over some drinks.
Hmm. And then the DA, you cool with the DA too, over some drinks. And again, you look at this image right here, man. Look at this. That's crazy. You have the judge and the DA and the daddy in the same photo. You already know that's not finna be about to be a fair trial. You already know that this situation is gonna be favorable for the family that he's with. I wouldn't even take in this picture
So
unless this was taken beforehand. You know what I mean? When
that's
everything
what
was
I'm
good.
saying. This kind of, I don't know, man. Like conspiracy shit be real, bro. It's something bigger to that, especially with like you say the election shit. They probably know the young nigga gonna get the appeal, man. Fuck it, let him get it. We're gonna get this guilty right now. It's gonna look good for our county, for us. We know he gonna get the
Mhm.
appeal. Let him go on over there and get that shit. He ain't getting it here.
Yeah,
We did. So the people still know we did our job. We
did
found
our
his ass
part.
guilty. We did our part.
Hey, you're right, man.
That
That's
shit.
definitely how it should look. I mean, it's gonna look.
God.
Ebony Mason said, an all-white jury is not fair because those are not his peers. True, very true.
At all.
That I thought that was illegal in the first place. It shouldn't even proceeded with that, with the world watching, man. Like
It's no way any court should allow a whole jury to be of one color. We supposed to be
I've never
past
heard
that
of it.
type of shit. Hell
Yeah,
nah, yeah, we supposed to be past that type of shit.
I've never heard of it. Oh no, he should have been excused from the case. He definitely should have been excused from the case. And the jurors, like you said, you couldn't find nobody else in it, and that was like nobody. You know what I'm saying? The judge shouldn't have been there. Um, Now, in the history of court cases, when is it that the somebody steps in and yanks it from this county because it's going to be an unfair case? Didn't they just recently do something like that to where like we can't try this? Oh, wasn't it the girl that shot the black guy in his own house? They yanked that case from the county because they was like he's not going to get a fair trial. You remember that?
Right.
Yeah, that
You
was
you know
one of them same situations.
you know what she got?
5 3 years,
Oh,
5 years.
probation.
But she served some a little bit of time, right?
She got probation, bro. She got
And in
probation.
his own house. And you man, let me tell you something. Let me walk in somebody Lex. I'ma know it's not my crib, homie, from the smell, from the carpet, from you when you walk in. I'ma know this ain't my crib.
Oh yeah. Oh that bitch. Oh bro, that bitch. That shit's crazy.
The placemats, the doormats. If I walk and see a doormat, I'm like, oh,
Everything. Soon as I walk in my house.
I'ma know what's up. I'ma know what's up, homie. If I'm on the wrong floor, whatever the case may be, soon as I walk in there, even if I see something, I'm like, okay, hold up. There's some shoes up. Wait a minute, where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how you not know where you going? You know what I'm saying? I didn't got off off on the wrong elevator. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. But I'm
Bro,
not
they
about to
make
go.
up motherfucker make up anything.
Yeah. Ebony Mason said she got 10 years. I don't think she served it. I think they might have sentenced her to 10. She got 5 and she had to serve at least 3. And she went for begging for release soon
Oh,
as she got up in there.
she did do sometime.
She did sometime, but she
I
went to
thought that
begging
hoe
for
ain't do no time.
release within the first year. She like, hey, let me up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing about it is you ain't never hear nothing about her again. She might be
Ever.
walking this planet right now and not even know. And I swear I didn't ran into her before doing that case at a 7-Eleven off of Gus Thompson in Mesquite. I promise you, bro. Look, I mean, I promise you. When I'm getting out the car, I look at her and she look at me and we both look at each other. I'm like, yeah, you look familiar. And she looking like, dang, he recognized me. I pro
Mm.
I'm telling you. I can forget your name, but I ain't gonna forget your
Yeah, I
face.
don't forget that face.
I ain't gonna forget the face.
Especially I've been
Um,
seeing that motherfucker plastered everywhere.
everywhere. Amber said that picture is from 2023 also. So he was murdered in 25. So that was 2 years prior. Man, you gotta send this. Look, man, we need to file for the appeal, get this in Dallas. Because if it was 2 years before this even happened, it shouldn't even went to court. Like you said, I mean, this is not even one of them
Hell nah.
situations.
God. Them niggas is
It,
partners.
partners, homies. Um,
Man.
And you was already with the DA before? You was kicking it with the DA before 2 years before and the judge? Come on, homie. You got some pool out here.
Damn.
Ebony Mason said, Google says she is still incarcerated. She is eligible for parole in a few months, October 2026.
And when that happened?
I don't know. Let me see if I was living on. That had to be, I don't even know. I don't even want to misquote it. But dang, that's crazy. 2026? I think she gonna get it. In this day and age, right now, she gonna get it.
Hell yeah, she gonna get it.
She gonna
Cause
get it.
she ain't no bad actor. She ain't no just you know what I'm saying? Like if he have to do his time whenever he come up, he probably gonna get it. Unless they go to protesting and shit, then they'll trip. But
Who gonna get Carmelo?
yeah. But I think he'll be out before I think he gonna get that he gonna win that appeal, bro.
I think he has a better shot. I gotta see how they gonna set this one up though. I hope he can do it, but I gotta see how they gonna set this one up, bro, for the appeal. I need to see the jury, the jurors, the judge, what district like it's gotta be a lot because we didn't already seen what put him in there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta
Right.
see how this set up. But I hope he does, get a better shot at his appeal. And I think he will do better at his appeal. Too many black people run from jury duty,
She ain't lying,
but
bro.
will want black people to serve their child's jury, you have to be a registered voter to even be selected. Let me tell you something crazy. I came home today. My mom placed jury duty
Ebony, that's right.
above the AC thing. You know what the AC
Right.
thermostat? She's passing somebody jury duty right up there, like, boop, you got jury duty. I'm like, person don't even live here. That's crazy, man. And like you said, he had to do 50% of his time. Amber Tate said he'll be eligible for parole in 17 years.
Yeah.
Half your life is gone. It's gone already.
More, he got to go do the same amount of time down there that he been alive, bro, just to just to even have a chance to come back home.
And he won't even understand it. Because half that time he was a baby. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even get a chance to even your parents
Man,
taking care of you. So now you got to do 17 tough years, and that's a difference. And at least coming up as a kid, you didn't even know what was cracking. You know what I'm saying? You have to develop and all that. But now
so
in
now when you developing your adult brain, you developing the adult brain of this shit, of this jail
17 years of
shit, nigga. Man, that shit can
so
make and break that young nigga, man. Y'all could turn a nigga into shit. What y'all want him to be, y'all could turn him into that.
that's crazy, man. Judges and prosecutors are elected. The appeals court voted for. So okay, judges and prosecutors are elected, right? So it goes back to what we saying. Let's convict him in our county, right? Let's make sure he's convicted in our county. That way, when we run these votes again and it's time for re-election, I
Our
did
people
my
know
part.
we gonna get the job done.
Yeah, we did our part.
Yep.
Dang, that's wild, man. Ebony Mason said that's true. I hate jury duty. Man, I think everybody hates jury duty. I think everybody hate it. But we can't just say it's black people though, man. I think everybody hate jury duty on the strength.
Everybody. Shit, white people
Um,
run for jury duty too.
Ebony Mason said he'd never be the same. That's true, man. You get in that system. I think
Hell
because of
no.
the severity of the crime and the stuff that they put, how much was the spotlight on it, they gonna look after him in there because they know he don't belong there. So they gonna look after him. You know what I'm saying? Um, Jason Payne say, "What's up? What up, Jason? Man, I really would need your opinion on some of this stuff, man. For real, for real. I know you know a lot about,
But
what's going
he
on.
ain't gonna be the same though. Nah.
I mean, coming from this area, nah, man. I could see if he was a little bit more south of
Right,
here.
right. Cause he ain't gonna live the life that he would have lived through these years growing up.
Yeah,
Like you
because you,
say, niggas out that hood, that shit
yeah,
been different.
a
they
little
they
bit
gonna
different.
yeah, they gonna roll in the jungle like, yeah, what's up? We in here.
You one of us.
Yeah, they good. Him, he ain't man. That's a whole nother world. That's a man.
Uh-oh. Jason said, I'm in. You call, I answer, bro. Hey, send me your email. Hold on, Jason. Let me see. I don't think I have your information. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this to Jason. Yeah, because he's very knowledgeable on a lot of this stuff, man. Oh, I got you, Jason. Let me send it to you right now. Give me just a second. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that they look out for him in there. They don't destroy him too much, man. They might, what I'm saying, look out for him. Um, but still, just to even be in that environment is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's something that
Crazy.
you don't even want to be in mentally. You gotta, like you said, you're from the hood. You gotta be built for it tough for some of that, man.
That shit really made for certain people, bro. Like when people say they wouldn't wish that on their worst enemy, like man, I don't give a fuck about my worst enemy. They can go up in that bitch. That's their business. But that ain't for everybody.
It ain't.
And he ain't one of them young dudes that's for like that. True enough, he can adapt to the environment he is and make it, but he not, bro. He not one of them.
And it's sad that it had to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, Rhonda McDonald said white folks love jury duty. They have to pay time off to be there. You only get like $30 though, right? $50.
Shit, they are not. They getting paid at work too. That shit, they still gonna get that day pay.
They
Shit, yeah, they PTO in it.
yeah, man. I wonder if they. I know the parents don't even want to do no interviews or say anything
They
about the
fucked
case.
up right now.
I'm still tripping off that attorney though. Um, he was
Bro need
supposed to
to
be.
do it. Bro need to do an interview right now. He need to be on somebody's news station right now, telling what the fuck went on, what went wrong, what the
Did you
fuck did you
see
do?
the family representative though?
What
He
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 do?
he he came out and was speaking on it. Got a little teary eyed. Definitely said that that's when they won the appeal. Um, I mean, they're gonna grant the appeal, go for the appeal, and they got the $10,000 to do it. Jason said, "Hey, Jason, this sent. I just sent it to you. You get time off and money from the job. I'm always at jury duty." Man, I have never been called, so and I hope they don't call
Them
him.
hoes X me off the list every time.
He said, "Don't
Mm-mm.
mess up that good job." Yeah, Jason, I just sent it to your email. So if you're able to jump on, let me know, man. We're waiting on you. But it's a sad thing, man. Like you said, you lost on both sides. Um, that Asian guy, he didn't got off for shooting a kid with a water bottle. You had the white kid that stabbed a Hispanic kid in the thing. It's like this country is sending a message, homie, and
Come on, man.
it's bad. And let me tell you something though, what really messes me up, fam. It's like when I see all this going on in the world, and then you scroll down the timeline and you got the club popping with the latest dances and all these trends and all that. It's like they're not even affected by it. You know what I'm saying? I be wondering like how many of y'all really care that this didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? Like
No, right.
what's gonna be the difference, man? What's gonna be the turning factor to make everybody wake up? We seen a little bit of
It,
the world stand still on George Floyd, but look where
and
we at.
that's all we gon' I don't know how long this world gonna be here after I'm gone, but bro, my lifetime before I stop seeing shit, it's gonna always be like that. Until we can fix it on the inside, why not try us on the outside? We know if I'm on the outside looking at us as a whole, as a unit, why not try us? I know they fucked up on the inside. Them motherfuckers can't get along with each other. Why
And
not
that's the way the
try?
world sees.
Come on, man.
That's the way the world sees, homie.
And we still let and we still proving them right, bro.
Yeah, it's a sad thing. That's very
Like
sad, man.
I'm for the human race in general, but bro, I love my people. Like real talk, bro. I love my people, and I hate to see the good parts of my people get fucked out. We got enough YNs out here. This young nigga could have been something different, man. Let them keep fucking off the good ones. We'll stay behind. Shit, they ain't worried about leaving these young niggas out here. They gonna kill their goddamn self.
Like that old school said back in the day, self destruction. That song we had,
Easy.
self destruction. Now I'm really seeing it. It's at the forefront. We're self destruction, self destructing. And we know what's so crazy about this, bro, is that every race in the world wants to be us until it's time to be us.
That
They take
part.
everything out the culture, from the music, the dress, the videos, the way we talk. I seen a little Asian chick sounding. like she was from South Dallas. And I'm like, how did you downloaded this lingo and the way we even talk about how we talk just to for what? Like stay
But
on your side.
you don't want the problems that come with this shit.
And that's
You
the
want
scary part.
everything except for these problems that really come with this shit.
Yeah. Cause you can always do what? Jump back to your side when it
Jump
ain't
back to
cool.
your side. And we don't jump back to
That's the
no
cold
side.
piece.
This is the side.
How about I say this is the side? Where we going?
Shit, this the side. One
This is the
side.
side, bro. And there's no other place to go. I say that people wake up. Just imagine the people in Asia and Russia and all that, they get to wake up and see at least a sea of their own people. You know what I'm saying? Africans, they
But
get to wake up and see a sea of their
like
own people.
I think it's probably racism and shit everywhere else. But if I'm over in France and born over there, I'm French, right? Or they call me black. They call me French. Everywhere else, that's what I am. Here, nah, we gonna tell you nigga, use black, use white, use this, and this. It ain't just you American. It's none of that shit. Maybe because this motherfucker is just a bunch of shit that ain't nobody supposed to be here. Except the damn Indians.
Oh wow, this is crazy.
What happened?
Well, on my way home from work, someone pulled up and threw ice cream all over my car and sped off. Not sure if it was intentional, but make me wonder though.
Oh,
Um, I would ask the question, do you have tinted windows? And did they see you? You know what I'm saying? You 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 probably not crazy. And for all the people that's here, man, I want to welcome Jason to the show.
Hey,
How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
going
Can you hear
on,
me?
Jason?
So
Hey,
you know,
I
you
wasn't
I
prepared in advance, man. I wasn't prepared. I'm just chilling, man. I'm sipping, and then I come across your page like I always do because you're my man, and I check on you, and then here we go. So
so Jason, we had a lot of questions, man. What's your input on this, and what do you know about what's going on that you can enlighten us on?
so a couple of things, man, about the particular issue, and I wasn't following. I came across you because you're my man. Um,
Appreciate you, bro.
I didn't follow the trial the way that I normally would if it's something that I normally would speak on,
Mhm.
because within reason, I understood that my man was going to lose this deal, right? Like I just figured the way everything was playing out, and then of course I would get the updates that everybody else was getting when they said that his attorney advised him not to speak and not to get on the stand. In
Mm,
this particular case, I said it's over. You see what I'm saying?
right. I know that.
Because the political environment that we're in right now, he needs to explain himself. It's unfortunate, but that's where we at as black men right now. And you talking about something, the narrative right now with a lot of people of a different hue than us, right, is that
Mhm.
our kids are attacking and violently assaulting their kids at a higher rate than what's normal. And so this happened 2 years ago. This happened when he was 17, and now he's 19. And he needed an explanation. He needed to explain to somebody what was going on. You dig what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
don't know who his attorney was, because again, when I say I'm following a trial, I'm not just looking at it on TV like the average citizen is. I'm reading the transcripts. I'm reading the police reports. I'm reading, anything that's submitted in that trial. I want to know the details of what's going on so that I can have a full plate of what I need to consume before I give an opinion. Right.
Mhm.
And so I'm not up on that case like this, but I knew when he didn't take the stand, because especially in the state of Texas, which is one of the most liberal states that you can be in when it comes to defending yourself or castle doctrine or anything like that, that this kid was at a disadvantage,
Mhm.
in the beginning, which we all find ourselves in a lot of time, or a lot of us find ourselves in, where his skin was his sin in this deal, right? Like he needed to speak. He needed to speak. And I'm not saying that it would have helped, but it definitely wouldn't have hurt it because I personally believed him, right? Because a lot of us been in those situations. Let me speak for me. I've been in those situations at Irving High School when I'm the one of the black kids in the white suburb, and I do some shit, and when the police show up, well, I'm the one that go in handcuffs. The other 20 white people don't. You dig what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I've been there to where I done some stuff, and I got to explain myself. So I felt like it was a lot that I wanted to hear him be able to explain, because we've been in these situations because nobody walks in our shoes but us, right? And
True.
so as older black men, as older brothers that have been in a situation, a lot of us, where this young brother was, the average jurist is not been in his situation. The average jurist don't know what it feel like to be 17, 18, 19, 46 and get red and blue lights put on behind you, and you don't have a badge in your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then the mentality is different, right? Versus what the average citizen experiences. And so I felt like it was a mistake for his attorney to tell him not to speak. But I mean, I still wish him the best. I mean, I hope on appeal that something good can come from it. But I really felt like it was a bad call for him not to at least get on the stand and speak. And I understand that opens him up to cross-examination, because that's why they tell you not to, right? Because now all of a sudden, where they couldn't ask you questions before, the prosecution can get you on the stand and have you answering questions because you chose to speak. So I get the volatility, but again, because I'm biased, I believed him. So I didn't see a problem with him taking the stand.
So on the appeal process, it'll go to a different court, Dallas County.
Right.
Do they select judges, or does the jurors, or does the judge make the final decision in that, or is that just with a civil case?
With the appeals court, it's going to be his decision to make, right? So like in Texas in particular, you have the choice when you go to initial trial. Like today, he could have chose to have a judge hear him out instead of a jury.
But
like that was a decision him and his attorney made, because in the state of Texas, you have that decision, right? So you could say, no, I think based on what I got going on, this judge is gonna hear me out, and I'm gonna get a better shake than I would if I sit in front of I think I saw the jury make up, and he had like something like 6 or 7 white men. You know what I mean? Like that's a problem right now for him in this environment, political environment, because when we think, and that's why a lot of times, a lot of cats, I get it, a lot of cats say they don't vote, and I understand that. I personally have my own opinions about how we don't vote or we don't participate when it comes to federal. I really don't have much of a problem with that, because I get that we could all vote the same way as black people, and our numbers are not going to change the outcome of a federal election, right? But locally, we can affect change by our vote. And then when those things that matter are your appeals judges, are your sitting judges, you see what I'm saying? So those local elections, I'm always telling people, even if you don't give a fuck about what's happening with the president or what, I'm sorry, I ain't been on your page in a while, but even if you don't care about, what's going on with the federal level of who's the senator and who's the president or whatever, you have that attitude that I don't never judge nobody for that angle, but in your local elections, you should always get involved, because then it matters. Like right now, it matters, because if he had a better judge to sit in front of in that particular county, then him and his attorney might have made the better decision to say, no, let's just let the judge hear what we got to say.
Okay.
And that way we don't even have to deal with the juries.
So now I got to ask this question.
Sure.
Could it be that the judge says, hey, let's convict him in our jurisdiction and make it look good for re-election, send it to Dallas and let them do what they're doing, and now they can say, vote me back in. We did our job.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And why? Because it's a political office. That's why when you notice, if you haven't before, if you look into it the next time it happens, right, when the next election cycle comes up, look at your local elections. And if it says Joe Blow, John Doe, Jane Doe is running for whatever district judge, it's always going to have a political affiliation with it, Republican or Democrat or independent. because that matters. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying where we definitely need to get involved in our local elections. We need to get involved even to me, from local down to your municipality, all the way up to the state level. We definitely need to get involved in it.
So in a situation where he wasn't selected with his, a jury of his peers, when's the last time you seen something like that?
So here's the thing, right? Like, according to the law, he has been judged by a jury of his peers, right? Like, they calling these people his peers because to them, the compass rose or the what we gonna consider your peer is a fellow citizen in your county. Period. So if that citizen, like in his case, happens to be 60 years old and white or Asian or Indian or whatever, that's his peer because he's a citizen of that county. When they say peers, make no mistake, they talking about somebody that lives where you live, put a full stop behind it. They're not talking about a dude that understands the struggle that you went through in general in life, or, you know what I mean? Right. If you get a young white kid, let's even go there, right? Like, you get a young white kid that grew up on a farm, mucking stables and breaking horses, and then he get in trouble at 19, they consider me his peer. You dig what I'm saying? They're not going to say, well, let's go get a white guy that's similar to him. That's not how it goes. And then when a lot of people look at these situations and they say, well, the jury was unequal and not necessarily his peers, you have to understand that if you've never been a part of one, that when voir dire happens, which is the process for choosing the jury, both sides have to agree. Right. Yeah. So And as the accused, you get to sit there and see it play out and give your attorney advice and say, no, I don't like this woman or this man, the way they talking, because they're going to ask them a couple questions. And then it's going to be like, okay, the prosecution may be like, yeah, we want them. The defense can say, nope, out. I don't want you here. Right. And vice versa. So the final jury and alternates that you end up with were agreed upon by both sides. And that sometimes can take days or weeks because of the fact that they don't always agree. You can call 300. I know where I'm at, my city is South Texas, San Antonio. Like, you can call 300, 350 people and you just need 14. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take you days to get through them people. Same thing in Dallas County or Harris County, right? Tarrant County even. So it's a lot that we can blame on the system, but it's a lot that doesn't get said, especially in the news. It's a lot of things that don't get said that are important. Like, even if you go back, I don't remember during the Trayvon Martin era, right? Like, when that was all a hot thing, then right after that, right? There was this sister in Florida and she was fighting with her husband, and she, according to the news, she fired a warning shot and they gave her 20 years, right? Yeah. You remember that? Yeah. So then the community of us, right? We was like, oh, this is bullshit, right? Like, this ain't right. How they doing it like this, right? But then you have to take this whole thing and you have to dissect it apart, right? So then you look at a situation where the state laws are what dominate, right? Because it was a state crime. It wasn't a federal crime. So you look at the state laws. In the state of Florida, they have mandatory minimums, which means no matter what any judge, any jury, no matter who got anything to say about it, the law has already predetermined what your punishment was going to be for certain crimes. So in the state of Florida, they have a mandatory minimum of, and my numbers may be off, but you'll get what I'm saying when I get to the end, of 10 years or 5 years for domestic violence. And it's a state jail felony, right? Then if you introduce or show a firearm during the commission of that felony, well, now it's 10 years. And then if you discharge the firearm during that felony, it's 20 years. And it's nothing a judge, a jury, nobody can save you from that 20 years. It's a mandatory minimum, right? So they can more. They can come in and say, oh, we're going to give you 32 years for that, right? But they can't give you less than 20. So what happens is this woman, they doing this custody battle, this brother and sister, they doing, as far as black people, right? They doing a custody battle. They got this thing going on. They split up. He don't live there. She still live in the crib. He come over to get his kids. They start arguing about whatever we know what it is money or something, right? So they start arguing, right? And she says to the police in her statement, he pushed me, I pushed him back. So right then, she just agreed to felony. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then she said, I went and got my gun because he's beat me up in the past. So now you got the part of displaying a firearm during that felony. Then he left. He came back to give her round 2 of this argument. She says, now I'm gonna let the sister have it, right? She says she fired a warning shot, but when I looked at the ballistics on all the science, she damn near took his head off, right? In that kitchen, right? So she says she fired a warning shot. And so now you've discharged the firearm during the commission of a felony. The minimum is 20. So then they take her to first appearance, right? You always gonna get a first appearance. That's where they set your bond, tell you what you charged with. The judge you're talking to is not even the judge that's gonna see your whole trial usually, right? So she go to her first appearance and the judge tells her, take what they giving you. They want you to have probation. They want you to walk away. Just admit that you did this and you can avoid the mandatory minimum because we can't save you later. She says, I didn't do nothing wrong.
I'm going to fight it.
Then they go to the pretrial. The new judge says the same thing. Don't do this, ma'am. We read the story. We understand what you're doing, but you finna lose. We need you to just stay calm, take what they telling you, go and do your 10 years, 20 years probation and stay at home with your kids. She said, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm going to trial. She went to trial. She got convicted. Judge ain't got to say nothing. Mandatory minimum, 20 years. So then they was like, oh, she did 20 years for firing a warning shot, but my man can kill Trayvon Martin and he don't get, you see what I'm saying? So we see things from the media from a different perspective than what's actually going on if you get the real paperwork and start looking. And so that's why I started by saying I haven't read this case like I normally would. And again, you just my man, so I wasn't prepared to even talk about this. But the little bit that I followed, I didn't like that he didn't speak because I felt like it was some things that he would have brought light to that didn't get spoken about. Now,
in Texas, is there such thing as a warning shot?
No. In the state of Texas, here's the thing, and I tell a lot of people this because a lot of our people are getting smart, and I know that you got your business on the side, and you helping a lot of us brothers and sisters get armed up and get ready and be prepared. And I appreciate that. I support that. I support what you're doing. And so you know what I'm about to say. But a lot of times our people especially don't understand that you can go through the process to legally obtain and carry and even use a firearm in the state of Texas. But what a lot of people don't realize is when you use it, if and when you use it, you A, are going to jail. B, you're going to be in the box. You got to talk to somebody and you got to prove to them that what you did was right.
It's justified.
And so if you had the time to fire what's called the air quotes warning shot, you might as well went on did what you had to do because you weren't enough fear to pull that trigger. You weren't enough fear to go and take them out. So you need to go all the way or not at all, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're sitting on a jury in Texas, the trend is that warning shot shit ain't going to fly. You either did it or you didn't. So if you did it and that's how it was and it was justified and it was self-defense and you were protecting yourself, or even I ain't gonna get into the details of giving no kind of legal advice. I'm not a lawyer, right? But even in Texas, the law changes at night, which I hope y'all know. The law changes at night. If a man come on your porch at 3:00 in the afternoon to steal your potted plant off the porch, you got to call 911.
Let him have it.
But if he come at 3:00 in the morning to steal the potted plant off your porch and you put a bullet in his head, he got a problem. In Texas, it matters what time of day it is. So a lot of people will go get a legal gun and they don't understand the ramifications of what they're doing. And they also don't understand. I understand full well, and I'm prepared fully. If I utilize one of my weapons that I'm going to put, they're going to put handcuffs on me and I got to get in the back of a car and I'm going to take a ride and I got to talk to somebody or have my attorney come talk for me, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be back.
Exactly. It's not just, I got, $500 and the $40 fee to go get my license and my gun, right? Like, no, you got to have some money over to the side too for bond money, bro. Because you going to jail. You going to jail. You know,
better have some firearm insurance or
you
something.
got to be ready to go. So you got to have
Yep.
something prepared. You got to be prepared for the worst case scenario.
So in the case with Karmelo Anthony,
Yeah,
meeting force with force,
yeah,
those guys came. He's using the self-defense plea. Those guys came with fisticuffs.
right.
Using a weapon at that point was basically, by certain standards, he should have just fought it off.
That their particular situation was, in my opinion, just an opinion, it was a difficult one to call because let me do this. I speak a lot of times. I speak in a lot of hypotheticals, right? And so let's just go hypothetically, and let's say you and our man Wiz gonna have a barbecue. Y'all gonna smoke some meat. Y'all gonna have a party, put some music on. You have a good time. You rope off a little area, right? And everybody else in general is just walking around. Ain't nobody causing no problems, but they just walking around. Y'all don't know me and I don't know y'all. And I come over there and I unfold my chair and I sit behind the little area you got roped off. And you say, hey, bro, we don't even know you like that. Go ahead and get up and leave. And I say, I ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to pause the story there because there's details that I'm unaware of. But you understand that from on the surface, this is what we're looking at in this scenario. Because you had a high school that had the little tent to stay out of the rain, and they had roped their little area off, like track meets. We all been to high school track meets. You dig what I'm saying? And he wasn't a part of their school. And then he goes sit down, and they say, yo, you got to leave. And he said, I ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying it makes him wrong. I'm not saying it's not circumstances. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I'm stopping the story, because, again, if I'm juror number 13, juror number 10, juror number 7, this is what I want to know. I want to know what's the psyche, what's happening, which again is why I'm saying I want to hear him speak, because maybe he gonna say something and I go, oh, that makes sense, because I'm not thinking about it, because I want to know what his lived experience is. It's not mine necessarily. So I want to know. I want to know why we got to the point that we got to. I want to know what else was said that I'm not, nobody else is telling me. It's not in a police report. It's not in, he got information that I would like to have before I make my decision. And so that's why, again, I started with saying that I think it's a mistake that he didn't get to speak, especially when, to me, he was already on the bottom of a 60-40 split anyway. You might as well talk. They trying to do you. You in a county that's not favorable towards us. You know what I mean? So,
and you're looking at that 12 in the box over there. They don't even look good.
They don't look nothing like you. They don't understand, because even us, man, even us with these younger cats, man, like these younger cats, their generation is different than how we grew up. We grew up with some unwritten rules that we still adhere to that these younger cats don't. And so I need them to explain to me what it means when something went on or went a certain way. You know what I mean? And again, black man, the young black man, I'm willing to listen, but I need to hear you. I need to hear you speak to me.
Now, do you think that the twin brother, do you think that the defense attorney should have called the twin brother on the stage? Because he made a statement live on the camera.
Absolutely, I think he should have been called.
Should have called on, right? And they had him in the courthouse.
They should have called him on. I think that we live in an age where everything takes an evolution, man. Like life is taking an evolution where things change that we don't intend to change necessarily. And you're looking at a situation where, and me personally, I also want to hear from their father, the two white guys. I want to hear from their father, because he said some stuff on social media. He said some stuff to local news like WFAA, just when casual interviews where you formed an opinion based on something. Like, I want to know what information you were told, because how many times have we seen the coach, the responding officer, the school nurse, somebody said something to him or whispered in his ear that nobody else knows. So how did you form that opinion that you made? Even if it wasn't necessarily egregious, like, you made an opinion. We saw this interview, right? Because we all got social
and that's
media.
your son.
You see what I'm saying?
You're sitting in the house with this kid.
Exactly. We all got social media, and we saw you have this conversation with WFAA or whoever it was. Like, let's talk about that. And like I say, where normally that sounds like something that wouldn't be done in a courtroom, we live in a different time now where, if somebody, because either one of these, from either side, they could have went on TikTok or whatever, you see what I'm saying, and made a TikTok. Now we got this other stuff out here that we need to talk about,
So do you think that the outcome will be different if it's presented in a Dallas court?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say 100%. Okay. I'll say 100% because me being a Dallas County native, right? I'll say that I know that my people, there's enough of my people that look like me, that we are going to jury duty. We are getting involved in those politics, and that, listen, I grew up sitting in front of the TV with a bowl of cereal at 6, 7, 8 years old, watching John Riley Price stop traffic down by the Greyhound station. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Dallas native. Like, this is my city. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't know if you knew that about me or not, but I'm a Dallas native. So do I believe that it would have been a different outcome? I think that it's a high likelihood that it definitely would have been a different outcome. I don't 100% agree that the venue stayed in that county. Like, I get it. That's always optimal. That's what defense attorneys and judges definitely want, is to met out their own justice for what they deem to be injustices. So I'm not even going to call it an egregious situation. I just, like, in your responding to your answer, do I think that it would have been a different outcome? Yeah, I definitely think it would have been a different outcome.
Well, I hope he wins this appeal so we can see and, get some more, justification of what's going on. Julie McKnight said, what I want to know is what authority he had to force him to leave. I felt he should have walked away. He told him, don't touch me. I feel he feared him, but he didn't want to feel intimidated. Now, right to retreat. Is this the state to do it in? Is it something that where he should have said, you know what? Go ahead and go get some authority to come over here before you, whatever the conversation could have been. I personally know, it could have went the way it went because what authority you have to tell me, Darren, to move from around this area?
Right.
When nobody else of the other people that are sitting right next to me didn't have anything to say.
Right. Okay, but let's play devil's advocate with it, right? Because let me say, off the top and off the surface, I agree with you, right? Like, I agree with you. Again, Texas native, I agree with you. But again, let's go back to my hypothetical with the barbecue, right?
Yeah.
Like, what authority do you have to tell me to get out of your barbecue tent? You dig what I'm saying? Like, I said, you set up, I kick my feet up, man. Like, what's the problem?
And I ain't bothering nobody.
Exactly. If you get on my head, who's in the right and who's in the wrong? And again, please don't mistake this for me taking, one side over the other. I'm always going to be able to tell you that I'm biased in favor of the young black man, because that's just me. But without the necessary facts, because man, that's gonna start a whole nother thing. I ain't even gonna say that. Let me say this. I've when truth is what it is, I've had to sometimes, in following truth and facts and science based on what the evidence is and what the truth is, I've had to disagree with my people sometimes, you know what I mean? And I'm always in my people's corner, so it's always painful. But that's why I hate these social media narratives, man, where we see partiality, or we only see a piece of the story, or we see, like a fourth even, which is a large part when you talk about only getting a piece of something, but we only see a fourth of the story. When, like, give me all the facts, man, like, give me everything. And unfortunately for us, and in the time that we live in, we usually get that from somebody like a Netflix or HBO Max, 5 years from now, when the young brother's been sitting locked up and experiencing what we all know is utter hell for the last 5 or 6 years, before somebody decides, Innocence Project or whoever decides that they're going to intervene and try to fix this injustice, right? Like, It's a lot of things that I really wish we had up front, and in particular, in this case, I don't have that information. So I'm not blindly riding with the young brother, but I'm always 60-40 with him because I want him to win. You know, I want it to be the outcome that benefits him and that benefits our community. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, I look at it, you know, the bully situation. Either way, I don't like bullies, regardless, black, white, man. You know, I've stood up. I've met some of my closest homies because of bully situations. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's kind of hard. You know, people going hard on the social media. They you know, they internet judges and lawyers and all that. They was going in. They was making it off, and it was going back and forth. Last night, my phone went off all night because I'm in the middle of what's going on. Like, hey, just let the judge and the jury handle whatever it's going to be. We'll see the outcome tomorrow. All night, my phone, bling, bling, bling. They tearing me up.
And it's heavy, man, because we get so passionate, right? Like we get so passionate about these different things because we feel it, right? Like we feel, because here's the thing, he don't have to be a family member of ours for us to make that connection with him as a young brother. You know what I mean? And so we care and we get involved and we get passionate about things. And that's why, like I said, I try to reserve a little bit, man, but I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm not biased one way or the other. I am. I'm initially, I'm always biased towards helping the black or brown person before I am, you know, with anybody else. And that's not because I want to think less than or treat anybody else less than. It's because I want to support myself and my community before I support anything else. That's self-preservation, right? Yeah. And so I'm not going to apologize for that. But it's a lot of things, man, that I feel like that really are missing. And again, they had 27 positions in that courtroom, you know, and you got people lining up every morning. It wasn't no point in me driving that 5 hours up there. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I live right down the street from the courthouse. I didn't even think going over there because it'd have been
exactly right.
I was like, let me stay away from there because I'm not there yet.
So I just think that any action that's taken later, and it's unfortunate that he's got to take the ride, but any action that's taken later that we need to get involved if what's proven factually is that this was an clear injustice, which we think it is, right? We need to get involved with anything like that, any kind of efforts to help change the outcome, number one. Number two, when we go back to this bully situation, then we have to look at a lot of times, man, you got a lot of cats right now, regardless of race, you got a lot of cats sitting in jail and sitting in prisons in all 50 states and U.S. territories in that were defending themselves from bullies, man. You know what I mean? And so just because you're in a position where you are defending yourself from a bully, the depending on who you are and why you're thinking it, the fortunate or unfortunate thing can be that even though you're defending yourself from a bully, that you've broken the law and you have to pay for that, right? So that's unfortunate because we've all seen it play out where somebody minding their own business does something to somebody in defense, and in defense or in the rejection of a bully, and they end up having to do time for it, man. And so I think, like I say, it's something we need to look at once we get more of the facts that typically and unfortunately only come after the trial is over, you know.
Ebony Mason said, why do you think they made the trial unavailable to the public as far as the evidence and the video, etc.?
Because they don't benefit, and it's a net negative for any county, state, and of course, even the federal government. It's a net negative for them to allow us the opportunity to have another LA 92, right? Like that is a very real possibility, period. Put a full stop behind it. But then you start saying we are think about this. Think about the political and racial environment that we were living in 92. Versus now, how much heightened are we racially? How much more aggressive are we racial? You got white dudes making YouTube videos calling us monkeys and N-words, bro, and just trying to bait us. You got the president saying that Nazis and these anti-Semites are good people on both sides. And
let's pay them some money.
You go back to 92. I don't care what you thought of George H.W., right? Like, we didn't have that type of volatile and intense racial tension, and look what happened in LA in 92. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't benefit any community, white, black, brown, yellow, green, doesn't matter what race, what the community is. It does not benefit them to allow us even to get the opportunity to get that ball rolling. And the reality is, if a lot of this stuff came out prior to, that ball would be rolling. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't opposed to checking out of work. You know what I mean? Listen, I got some days. I got some PLD days, vacation time. If I got to make a move to assist my community, I'm going to do that, right? So, again, a lot of people, and I don't know her age, but a lot of people who lose focus of LA 92. And most governments, federal, county and municipal governments, they have not lost focus of LA 92. They've not lost focus of Minneapolis, right? Like, they've not lost focus of when people, get out in the streets behind stuff like this.
Okay, now I'm glad you said that. You brought me back because I lived out there around that time.
Yeah, of course.
I know it went down.
Right.
Latasha Harden, the one that was shot in the head with by that Asian lady.
Koreatown.
It just happened again. A similarity. Very similar situation, and I'm just hearing about it today of a young man getting shot over bottled water, supposedly that he stole from a store, and he didn't. Okay,
where was this at?
I need to check the details because I'm just now finding out about like a couple hours ago.
I'm not pulling game on you. I'm proving a point. You see what I'm saying? Okay. You see how hard it was for you to get that information?
Yeah.
You see how, because we're not in that exact community, that we didn't even get the local report. You see how you speaking to me about it right now is the first time I've heard about it. That's intention.
I was just hearing about it, and this dude went to trial and everything. I'm like, well, why didn't I hear about this?
That's
intention. Now I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? That's intention. They take great stakes, great pains to not repeat LA 92. Here's the thing. The best thing that came from LA 92 was two things, in my opinion. Number one, it reminded, because they already know it, but it reminded law enforcement that they can't control us if we all get together. Good, bad, or ugly, they can't control us. Because you think the average community has one police officer for every 200, 250 citizens. If we all get on the same page, it doesn't matter what they come with. You dig what I'm saying? That was the first thing. The second thing was they have to control the narrative and they have to control the people. So the best way, 99% of us getting our news and our information from social media and local news. You see what I'm saying? So when they can control that, when they can control your algorithm so that a guy like me and you that are very civically plugged in, we don't get this information about this cat that this situation that plays out. Like you say, he already in trial, right? Then
Ebony Mason said it happened 3 years ago.
You see what I'm saying?
And Rhonda McDonald said it happened in South Carolina.
See what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So you have these situations where that's the control, bro. Like that algorithm control, they make it seem like it's just something fun. Listen to the word, bro. Algorithm, right? It don't sound like control. It don't sound like the government's putting their thumb on you and telling you what to do. I'm a firsthand example of what can happen when you start doing things that the government doesn't like, bro. I've had the ATF in my house, Secret Service, all of that. Get off my porch, bro. You don't got a warrant, slam the door. And all of that was during the Obama administration. Because I was making FOIA requests. I mean, I happen to be in transportation. I was making FOIA requests because during the Obama administration, NAFTA 2, they started allowing Mexican truck drivers to transport as Mexican nationals into the United States in those trucks instead of handing it off to U.S. truck drivers. I'm not a truck driver, but I'm in transportation and logistics. So it was, to me, a matter of time before it came into my industry. I'm in the railroad, right? So it was a matter of time before it came into my industry. So I started doing FOIA requests. After they bounced me around to 4 or 5 different departments, but then you talking to somebody that's a little bit politically plugged in as far as knowledge, And I started saying, no, you're giving me the runaround. It's this department it's this desk that's supposed to be talking to me. Well, then we have some questions for you. Who are you from? Oh, we're from the Secret Service. You got a warrant? Get off my driveway, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now they control us with the algorithm. Oh, we're not even going to show him that. He's not interested. He's in Dallas or he's in Texas or you see what I'm saying? That's how they do it, man. And so you try to think about when you see those posts where you have these small businesses, especially Black businesses that say, hey, save my page. Let me know in the comments if you see this, stuff like that, because they shadow banning is real, bro. Like people always talk about how, that kind of stuff is just, a conspiracy theory or whatever, but shadow banning and stuff like that, all of that is control, man. That algorithm, that they control all of it. Why do you think at the presidential inauguration for the first time, you had Mark Zuckerberg, you had the Google Titans, you had IG, you got all the people that run social media was sitting up front row. That's crazy. Their interests aren't even supposed to align.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then I'm looking at this going, wait a minute. And everybody else going, oh, look, Zuckerberg's here. And I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? Like, this is a problem. You know what I mean?
And they're there for a reason.
Exactly.
They're there for a reason.
Exactly.
Now, Ebony Mason, forgive me for being naive, but did they show the video of the jury? I'm not sure. I don't think they showed anything on television.
They didn't show it on TV, but they would have had to show it to the jury because anything that is admitted or submitted by prosecution or defense into evidence has to be reviewed by the judge or jury, whoever is hearing the trial. So they would have saw the full video uncensored and unedited versus us at home not seeing it at all or seeing an edited version.
And I heard that they collected a lot of different videos, different views from up top, from other kids' camera. They collected all the cameras and everything. So
of course.
They probably had it on, definitely had it to make that decision.
Of course.
See. Now, was the audio there? I have no clue on how much of they probably could have heard, but the visual was enough.
And let me put this on you, right? I don't put a lot of stock in that, right? Because a lot of times we see what's popular right now is these police body-worn cameras, right? And so you have these police body-worn cameras and it can show you a view. And because you're looking at a video, it's easy for the layperson to sit at home and say, oh, I see what's going on. I see what's, you know what I mean? I see what's going on. I see what the situation is. But the reality is, man, that just because you see one view, number one, you might not be seeing the whole situation because you could see a body-worn camera of a cop saying, put your hands behind your back, stop resisting, and he banging somebody in the back of the head. But the whole time, if you was to see somebody else's cell phone footage, they probably was trying to put their hands behind their back the whole time. And you keep hitting them in the back of the head. And so they keep regrouping, right? Yeah. So, or recoiling from that hit, right? So I don't put a whole lot of stock in that if I don't get to see it myself, number one. Number two is, a lot of times, I saw a video one time and this guy who, in my opinion, based on my own knowledge and experience of life, right, had been locked up a couple times, right? And so he starts getting into it with this CO. They are inside a facility. He starts getting into it with this CO. As he starts yelling at the top of his lungs, this is the inmate. He starts yelling at the top of his lungs at the CO. I'm watching, and he starts putting his hands behind his back and folding his hands together and clenching them, right? Right, what I'm saying? He's completely submitted to this guy, but his mouth is going 100 miles an hour. It's hot. And the CO decks him, bah, and they start breaking him down. Well, then they want to charge this guy with assaulting the CO. Now, if you're not paying attention to what you're seeing, you go, wait a minute. He was irate and yelling and screaming, but he was putting his hands behind his back. He meant no threat physically. He was locking up. You see what I'm saying? Hey, he knew what he was doing. He had experience in the system. And I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. I was on the jury. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But I was the only one to point that out in this jury of 12 people. So 11 other people never even realized that he was locking them up. He meant no. Now, I used to be a CO, right? So I looked at the situation and went, nah, he don't want no smoke. You see what I'm saying? He doing all the right things. He's got a loud mouth. All you got to do is grab him by the arm and put him in his house. He cool. You see what I'm saying? But to the lay person, so that's why I say a lot of times, man, when this video and so it still depends on how it all plays out. You need the right people, you need the right person, you need the right jury, you need every angle or multiple angles before, like what, just like when I talk to people, man, when I have these deep conversations with people, the whole time I'm subconsciously thinking, what am I not hearing them say? What are they not saying to me? If I'm talking to a woman, what is she not saying to me?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If I'm talking to a man, what's he leaving out?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it makes sense, your story can make sense. I'm trying to hear for what you're not saying. And so at the same time, when we look at these videos, I want to see what's not being shown. I want to see a different angle. Hold on, wait, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm pretty sure them track cameras, with all that footage, it's gonna give you all the angles that you need to say what's going on from them approaching him.
This incident,
from the verbal, because they were saying he was looking directly into the field while they talking to him. He's looking straight at the track,
bro.
At one point,
he ain't want no smoke like that. You dig what I'm saying? And it's 2024. It's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
It wasn't just one
by that stadium,
bro.
The school that they went to was right across the street from me. I used to cut a lot of the students there, but if you leave about maybe 2 minutes down the street, right down between FC Dallas and between their school, there's a big, huge stadium.
Right.
They had cameras everywhere. Man.
Shout out to FC Dallas. I'm a fan. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm in everything.
Ain't the CD red. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in everything.
So if you have to tell, for a closing statement and, give some advice to someone's kid that's going to a school that's going to be in that type of situation, what advice would you give a kid if he's put in that same type of situation?
I'm gonna give him the advice that I gave my own boys, right? I got 2 sons, right? They're adults now, but it doesn't feel the way that I'm about to explain it at the time when it occurs. And it definitely doesn't look that way, especially to their generation when it occurs. But restraint is the ultimate strength. It's the ultimate strength. You showing that restraint, you coming off as looking like maybe they might accuse you of being scared, or maybe they might accuse you of being a punk or whatever it is, right? If you get to come home to me, or if you get to go home for yourself as a young man, you won. You dig what I'm saying? And then you try to figure out, and you armchair quarterback that thing to figure out how to not get in a situation like that again.
Yeah.
If you want to get into some diabolical shit, we can talk about that too. But you get what I'm saying? Our key goal is to get our kids home to us, man, and get our young men home to us. They dealing with enough, man, from even within our own community, like that restraint of just ignoring. Like I say, you got these cats now on these YouTube pages, man, running around and just baiting our young people, man. Like the level of restraint that you got to show, that strength, is so much more important than losing control in that situation.
Yeah, we have a term in LA, man. We say, please make it home safe. You know what I mean? That's from person to person, or even from the police. You already know LAPD is a gang within themselves. So
Absolutely.
So I want to thank all my people for tuning in. Jason, I definitely want to thank you, man. You didn't even have to, give your time to come in and part. But man, you answered a lot of questions, bro.
Bro, you call, I'm in, man. We people, hey, and that's a whole different podcast. But when you get brothers together that sharpen each other's iron, man, and you put the beacon out, and you got to respond to that beacon, bro. That's all it is, man. Real recognized,
man. Yeah. And tomorrow, I'm tuning in.
I'm gonna be on there, man. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm usually at a disadvantage, right? But I'm gonna be on there, man. Providing the Wi-Fi stay lit, I'm gonna be on fire. Don't worry about it.
Man, I seen the role. I seen the guests. So you know what I'm saying. I'm definitely gonna tune in. So you see the little crazy comments. I'm sitting there laughing off screen.
Hey, you already know. Man.
All right, so I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, man. If you haven't, comment, like, subscribe, man. It's been a good time. I hope I answered all your questions. I hope we got everything that was needed to be said, needed to be heard, needed to be answered. We in difficult times right now, so the best thing I can do is stay prayed up, and stay out the way, man. Love your family, show love, and don't even worry about it coming back, because it definitely will, man. And from that point, I say peace. Jason, you be safe, my brother.